Hey there, internets. This is Kyle with another edition of the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well today. Again, this is the channel dedicated to one man's journey in starting a new online business, trying to go from $0 to $1 million within a year's time. We're about on day 95 or 6, I think, and after taking a bit of a hiatus, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things now, getting set up a little bit more, microphone in place, light in the back and all this, and the new office space here in my basement. And it's working out pretty well overall. Still got a few technical challenges in terms of getting things connected the way I'd like it. But so today on the business side, I haven't honestly taken much time to put some more pieces together, although I was thinking a bit more about, just about how to set things up. Frankly, I've been a little bit distracted, I guess you could say, not just because of the holidays being what they are, New Year and all that fun stuff. I guess maybe I should talk about goal setting for this year, although I haven't honestly done that. But I've been distracted anyway by potential change in my own job, my day job. Had an interview for that gig this afternoon, which went pretty well. It was an interesting conversation, more so than just a strict interview in the typical sense. But that was good, and was invited to go to the next round, I guess you could say, of interviews from here on. So I'm supposed to have some more follow-up discussions next week on that, see where that goes. In some ways, it's a very interesting, exciting opportunity. In other ways, it's a incredibly terrifying and very challenging opportunity that certainly pushed me to some of the limits of things that I traditionally like to do or have done, I guess, in jobs of past. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking for something different at this point in time. So I think from that regards, it sort of fits the bill. So we'll see where that sort of goes. I mean, that, again, has just been occupying more of my brain space at the moment. Just even in terms of thinking, like if I were to switch to this new job, it would probably be much more demanding of my time. And honestly, I'm not sure I would be able to even continue doing this online business planning process that I'm trying to do if I chose to take this job, because, well, it'll suffice to say it'll be much more than a typical 40-hour week sort of gig. And I mean, hopefully I would be compensated accordingly, but nevertheless, it also included quite a bit more travel. So of course, traveling, always makes it a little bit more difficult just to get some of these types of things done. I'm also realizing I don't really like this lighting setup because the whole bottom of my face is just in the shadow of my microphone. So I was going to put the light up on this side. And there were some issues trying to get it connected on my desk on that side, but whatever, I can fix that. It was just easier to put it up on this side, so that's why I did that. But I don't think I like that, because I do like the microphone stand on this side, because I don't like it on this side because I have a bunch of other computer stuff going on here, so it would be in the way of that. This way I can, where it's set right now, it doesn't really interfere with anything, and I can just push the boom arm out of the way when I'm just doing my normal work on the computer here. Anyway, getting back to the job discussion. So yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure. I mean, frankly, I think part of the reason, to be honest, why I'm doing this whole online job thing or online business thing is I just kind of need something else to do. Is a mental challenge to me, because my current work situation, current day job it's not mentally challenging, at least in the way that I would like it to be. It's mentally exhausting in a way of the just ridiculous nature of a lot of things that go on there, but it's not really mentally stimulating. It doesn't force me to have to push myself. I can kind of do pretty minimal work just to check the right boxes day to day, I guess you could say, and that is all that is required out of this job, even though they pay me way more than they should for doing what I do. But that's just the market we're in, I guess. So anyway, so again, switching to a different job, which would be much more mentally challenging and take up a lot more of my brain space or whatever, that I think I would be less motivated, again, to do the online business thing, because I already have that sort of mental challenge in front of me on my day-to-day job. Because again, right now, my setting up a brand new online business, whatever, coming up with some courses, figuring out all the marketing and all that. Like, this is a lot of stuff that I have no experience doing. So I'm learning all this from scratch. And so right now, at least it's a big challenge for me. And I like that challenge. Sure, at some point, if I were to ever get this thing really launched to a reasonable scale, I'm sure I will reach another plateau of like, oh, great, I've already figured all this part of things out. This is no longer very interesting to me. So what do I need to do next? I guess that's the classic kind of entrepreneur's type of dilemma of once they get a good thing going, they sort of get bored and want to focus on something that, stimulates that creative side a bit more, and that can be a challenge to find that, I guess. So in any case, I'm not sure which direction things will go, again, with the job and how that will affect this whole online business thing. But on the online business thing, I was thinking just about the marketing and now wanting to maybe move back to ClickFunnels 2.0. Even despite all the frustrations that I've dealt with there, I do think it's just a better kind of marketing and sales platform, even if it's not the best for setting up courses and memberships and stuff like that. I figure, some of the issues I thought would be difficult and probably will be difficult at some point is if I were to set up all my sales stuff on ClickFunnels, and then if I still want to keep the Thinkific site up and running to host my courses, and if there's a membership plan, it seems like they're much better equipped in terms of that platform for hosting that type of content. I would have to figure out some linkages between when somebody buys something through the ClickFunnels page, how do I then push them to be able to set up their Thinkific user account, right? Again, I'm sure there's automations that will do all this, but again, I just don't know. I haven't done this, so I don't know. It'll have to be something I learn or figure out or hire somebody to do. But I figure at least for now, I just don't even need to worry about that, because for now, if I get 1, 2, 10, 15 people that ever buy the courses that I start to market, then I'll just go into Thinkific manually and set up an account or whatever I have to do and email them the information myself. That's okay. That's fine. And once I get 15, 20, 50 people run through the thing and see that it's all working and people are happy with the course itself, then I want to start ramping up like advertisements or something like that. Then sure, at that point I'll figure out the details of the automation process. But for now, again, it's just not really something I should be worried about, frankly. And again, the thing I really do think is valuable from the ClickFunnels side is I think it is much more valuable in terms of understanding the data of people who are, hitting your landing page, people who are providing their email, where are people leaving in the whole checkout process. I think it's just much more built around providing all the data of that type of information as opposed to Thinkific. That's not really their bread and butter. It's just they offer landing pages as an option, and there's like 5 templates you can choose from, and from there you can just customize, a handful of things, but it's not really fully customizable. And also, ClickFunnels has the capability to do all the split testing. So not only of the split testing of your landing pages or your sales pages, but even split testing of email sequences. So that's the other thing is, I did sign up for Active Campaign, which is an automated email, whatever platform, marketing platform. But I haven't really dug into it too much. And I know it, they send me emails like 8 times a day about, join this, watch this course, watch this module to learn about how to set up your account and how to get things running, blah, blah, blah. And I just haven't had time to do it. And not that I wouldn't do it, but ClickFunnels kind of already has that capability built into ClickFunnels 2.0. I've already paid for it. So rather than work the whole linkages between, if I'm collecting contacts and I have my sort of CRM and Thinkific, I guess, then I have to link that to Active Campaign and then get the sequences worked out versus, again, if everything's in ClickFunnels 2.0 is now built as kind of a CRM in and of itself. And so you can manage just everything from within ClickFunnels 2.0. I think that's fine. And I was also thinking, maybe I should just go with courses, right, and just sell courses right now. Don't even worry about the whole membership thing, because I've been really focused on that because, this was something that Russell Brunson talked about as being sort of a key aspect of any business is you need to have some sort of continuity program built in, whether you are doing software as a service, charging people a monthly fee to access your software, or if you're a physical products business and you're selling something that people need on a continual basis, like supplements or whatever. So you're going to sign them up for like a monthly membership to get new products every month. Or in the case would be more appropriate to myself and my business some sort of a monthly newsletter or monthly content that you are providing, keep people engaged with what you're doing, and that's what you're providing through your monthly membership. And I understand why he views that as being pretty key for the sustainability of a business, because obviously people will eventually get bored of your courses and they'll lose the maybe impact or whatever. The marketing will kind of die out in some sense. Although, the courses I'm building, I think if I find the right audience, I think they should have kind of long-term viability, because the content is something that's not really going to change anytime ever, because it's just based around core educational courses. But again, that's just the thing where if you only have one offers that people are only paying a single fixed price for, and then they're done, and then they go off wherever, it's hard to sustain that for a long time, because you really have to be on top of the marketing game and being sure that you're getting more customers every day, every week, every month, whatever, that are going to be buying your thing. Because if they stop buying the courses, if you can't get new people to buy the courses, then you go out of business. That's it. So again, a membership does make sense in that regards. But again, I think obviously for myself, somebody brand new starting out and not even having a lot of content to base a membership type of program around as of now, again, I should just make some courses, use the YouTube channel that I'm planning to use to start to do some organic marketing of those courses. Hopefully I get at least maybe a handful of people that are interested in buying them that can give me some, user feedback of what they liked or didn't like or whatever, and some reviews for testimonials and all this sort of thing. And then once I get some traction there after whatever, 6 months or a year, then maybe I'll have more ideas of what I would offer as a membership package. And then by that time, conceivably, I have a list of whatever, some 100-ish plus of people that have bought my courses, and I can initially go to them and say, hey, I've put together this membership program. It's $20 a month, and I think you'd really enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. Go check it out here. And then I can start to weave that into some of the other kind of core offers in the courses and whatnot, I guess. But that's just me. I like to overthink things and get myself spun around the axle without just doing the basics. And again, I'm 3 months in. I haven't actually put any product out on the market to sell, so I shouldn't be bitching like a little baby. Anyway, that's my thought process as of now. Apologies for those of you that are following along at home and disappointed in the lack of progress in sales and revenue of this business. No, it's not really where I expect it to be at this point in time, and we are at the beginning of January, so I really need to get on it, because I think the target market of students that I'd be marketing towards, I'd be looking for the type of material I'm looking to put out, are probably going to be starting their classes soon, and so it'd be good for me to have this available as opposed to waiting to summertime when nobody's going to be interested in it, because nobody's in school. So anyway, with the remaining time here, I thought I'd show you this cool renovation project I did, because why not? The only people that have seen it are my wife and my mom, so why don't I show the internets as well? Okay, so unfortunately I didn't take great sort of before pictures, but you can kind of get the sense here. Maybe this one is this is like a panoramic shot. I don't know why I did a panoramic. So this room is relatively narrow, but it's relatively long. It's not too narrow. It's, 9 or 10 feet wide, I guess. But looking at one end, you had these, just solid aluminum double doors, had a hot water heater tank sitting over here. Of course, everything down to the studs. Again, this is a walkout basement, so that goes out to the backyard there. And they put up some vapor barrier probably when they built the house just for moisture prevention. But again, it was kind of bare on one side, but then had some pegboard and some drywall on the bottom part, kind of wrapped around the rest of the side. So over here, this is looking out the other side of the room. This is going to a half bathroom, and then from there going to the main basement, living area, which is kind of another mid-sized room that's available for you, that you can get from there, go out to the garage or go upstairs to the main living area. So again, now we're kind of wrapping back around the other side of the room. Again, just giving you a sense of what was there previously before I touched anything. This is just what came to us as when we bought the house. But again, there was this little nook back here, which, at the time I just had this old storage cabinet put up, but it kind of fit very well to think about building a closet, actually enclosing this area, making it a closet, and then I would be able to classify this room as an actual bedroom, because it has a closet, has 2 points of entry or exit, so that works. But initially I was kind of most interested, or the first part was being most interested in taking out those doors to try to get some light in here, because as you might have noticed, there's no windows in this room, so it was always very kind of dank and dark, even though, you know, typical just garage kind of fluorescent lights up top. So ripped out those double doors, get everything back, and got a sliding glass door, framed that out. You know, did all the waterproofing, etc., to get all that squared away, and then voila, new sliding glass doors from Lowe's Home Improvement put right up there. It's actually a surprise. It's not too difficult to put these things in. I mean, the most important part is to get your rough-in framing done to proper dimensions, and then being sure you kind of use all the caulks and all the protective tapes to be sure you don't get moisture trapped anywhere in the wood frame. Always allow paths for water to get out to the outside and not get stuck on the inside. So have to pay attention to that, but boom, there you go. Kind of put together. Here's from the inside. This was several months ago now that I finished this, and that was the first kind of phase of the project. From there, I started thinking about how I was going to frame out the basement. I did have a gas water heater at the time, which does require ventilation out, and since this is in a lower area, you can't go straight up, because up top you got like a bathroom or something up above this, so it went out horizontally to the outside, which requires a blower fan, and that blower fan was very loud and annoying, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that in this room that I'm now using it as an office. So I decided to switch over to electrical, which I'll show that in a bit. But again, this was just now after ripping out all that drywall and pegboard and all that sort of stuff. What we were looking at the time, after doing all that, did some measurements. Okay, so I started to mark out where I need to rip out the drywall on the ceiling for framing out the closet space. That's what the red line is marked here for. So to get those measurements put together, reran some electrical to new outlets, put in some Cat 6 cabling for internet purposes, got all that done. Voila. Looking back again towards the bathroom area, got that done. Put in some, this is rock wool mineral insulation on all the walls, and this kind of helps on the interior wall here. This is going to the other side here is the basement room. Helps to for sound as a sound barrier, since again I wanted to keep it a little more quiet here if the kids are in the basement area playing. So got that all squared away. Various things here. Again, electrical upgrades. Had to run new electrical also for the HVAC unit, the ductless mini split that is now feeding this room with heating and cooling, because previously this room had no heating and cooling, and it wasn't going to be easy to just add new vents that are going to the main AC, and I completely redid my main AC unit for the main house as well. So then started insulating some areas with the foam board installation. Mainly put it up here because this was trying to block it, serve as also as kind of a vapor barrier to beyond that area there. Kind of goes into the crawl space actually. So, and there's no barrier between here and the crawl space, so this is kind of a bit of a barrier there. Yeah, there we go. Got all the insulation put up, at least on those walls. Little panoramic view. This is before I tackle getting the closet done. Okay, boom. Throw up some drywall. It's blue because this is the mold-resistant drywall that I preferred to do since it is a basement area. Got all that put together. Fun stuff. Hanging drywall by yourself. It is doable. Of course, it's not a huge room, but did require quite a bit of lifting here and there. And then fun times with drywall, tape and mudding. 3 coats on everything is what I ended up doing. I'll just flip through a bunch of these pictures of the same, but covering up all those nail holes, getting all the drywall holes patched, and then also started to work on the framing out that closet. That's what's shown here. Again, based on those dimensions that I mapped out earlier. As you can see, plenty of space for the water heater still, but then a good size area on the other side of the water heater for shelving, which I did end up putting up. So got all that done. Eventually, where I painted, I put the drywall here on the closet. Yep, there we go. At least on the exterior, I did this initially when I was doing this phase of things. Won't go through all this in too much detail. I don't want to go too long, but kind of jump through, so priming it. Got to throw on your primer, and I did the ceilings and the walls with the sprayer. I think 2 or 3 coats of the primer just to be sure that was well coated. Everything soaked into the drywall well. Got second coat of then the top paint. So I did paint, just kept the ceilings white, and then put on this sort of, grayish beige color on the walls. Came out real nice with the roller on this side. in this case. I got that ductless mini split installed here by the HVAC company. Did a good job. Looks clean. Looks nice. And let's see, came back then to fill in on the other side, on the sliding glass door side, insulated behind this wall. Put up this drywall. I did this separately just because I kind of ran out of time when I was trying to get this wall put up before the HVAC guys came out to put up that AC unit. Then got back to doing this. Then was working. Had to take out the water heater initially so I could at least put in the drywall in that water heater area. Again, insulated with that foam board because these are exterior walls now. And this is also there's only about a 1.5 inch gap. These are not full 2x4 studs there. So the foam board worked a little bit better. But anyway, got all that drywall put in. Initially, this was a couple months ago, but I had to get the water heater back in because we needed hot water. And it kind of have a, just hack job of getting the water heater in there, but it functioned. It worked fine for what we did. Then came back eventually and, started doing all the taping and mudding, at least for the areas that I could reach. Not behind the water heater, but at least the exposed areas. Got all that tape and mudding done. Did all the painting of those particular areas, but still had this area behind the water heater that I would have to go back to. And so that's what I did here in the past couple weeks, was having to pull that back out, pull the water heater back out, do the tape and mudding behind that particular area, and then come back and paint those areas that you saw there. And the floor, as you can see, was quite a bit of a mess. Various mixture of paint and drywall, mud, and other stuff that I would have to clean up because I chose to stain these concrete floors as opposed to putting any carpet or hard surface over that. But as we kind of jump down here, boom, voila, nice stained concrete floor after tons of sanding and just scrubbing the hell out of the damn floors. Took forever. From there, got all the trim work put in place, around the doors, baseboards, all around. Got the water heater back put in place, fully done upright with all the right electrical and plumbing done. Put in some shelving units in that closet. Got some storage space there. Yeah, everything came out real nice. Put these bifold doors there. Closes are real good. And so this is the finished result, panoramic view. Again, basement, looking back around to the sliding glass door. Nice, clean space, ready to turn into an office. So came out pretty nice. I was pretty happy with it. So I just thought I'd share that because that is what I've been busy with doing for these past few weeks as I've gotten a little bit off task from sticking to the online business thing, but getting now moved in and still getting a little bit settled here, but feeling pretty good about what we've got going here. So continue to see more content from this area, I think, as opposed to where I was previously. So with that, hope you're doing well. Keep on kicking ass and taking names, and I'll see you next time. Peace.